Hey, so my clock's just hit 1 o'clock, so I'm going to start chatting now. I appreciate some of you won't be joining live, but yesterday I put this video up as a live stream and advertising it in advance, which is the first time I've done it. Some of you may have noticed over the last few weeks I've tried a couple of live streams, just spur of the moment, and it's been recommended by a few people that I do try and advertise them in advance. But this is the first time setting up one in advance, so I didn't want to go too far advanced with it, just in case it didn't work. Hold on, let me see. I can see that there are some people joining. I'm not sure on this phone if I'm going to see chat if any of that happens, but anyway, welcome if you're here. Today's video is going to be opening this case and looking closely at a guitar that my customer Rhys has just sent to me. I'll talk a bit about that in a minute. Hopefully if this stream goes well, I'll try and do them more regularly. So it'd be good if you are watching this in the future, maybe you could leave a comment just saying if this is the sort of thing you're interested in. And by that, I mean watching a video which is unedited of me talking, going through part of my practice. So in this case, it's a guitar's just come in. I'm inspecting it to see exactly what needs to be done. It's one that's come in for a respray, but Rhys asked for a few extra things on it. And I'm just going to hold on 1 minute in case anyone else does join us. But I am going to say I've just watched the Great Guitar Build-Off 2022 announcement video, and I'm very excited by it. Partly because it seems to be structured in such a great way. You can clearly see Ben's enthusiasm, Ben from Crimson Guitars, who's set this all up. You can see his enthusiasm for it and the actual reasons he wants people to take part in it are really great to support and develop guitar making really across the world, to get new people into guitar making. And one of my problems last year was there wasn't much evidence of what happened with the money towards the charitable side of it. And I got the impression from something he said in there that unfortunately it just cost so much last year, there wasn't enough put aside. And hopefully this year it's going to change. There's going to be enough money aside to support people to make guitars, people that can't access the equipment in any ways or the materials. Anyone like me that's made, or any of you that was watching other people make, know how therapeutic it can be in different ways. Great, so we've got two people here. I'm not sure if the chat is working, but don't worry. If I can't see you, I apologise. I will try and see the chat later. I'm just going to open up this guitar case and go through what's happening. I'm going to reposition my guitar so you say, oh, Poo Ninja, hello, I can see you there. So look, I'm just going to angle this. This is my first attempt at doing a video like this. So I was listening to an interview yesterday, Mike, with Andy, the Guitar Geek, and Dan, and you were in the chat there, which was brilliant. I can't remember the name of that podcast. Anyway, let's open this up. Hopefully you can see it. So it's a Fender. I've already had a look at the serial number on it. It's a Fender Telecaster, and according to the serial number, it was built in 1975 in Fullerton in America, and it belonged to my customer Rhys's dad. Now, Rhys said his dad used to play with it live and perform with it a lot, but it's been sitting around, and Rhys, as a guitar player, wants to restore it so he can play it live and show it to his dad to see, so his dad can see what he's done to it. I think it's brilliant. Yeah, the Guitar Stories, that's the one, Poo Ninja. It's my first time listening to it, and I actually went over to listen to it because of Mike being on it, and it was really interesting, really good. I do enjoy listening to Mike chat, and Andy as well, so it's good. I'm not sure I've heard of Dan before. Let's make a bit of space here. Yeah, so for those of you that are here just to see how my inspection process goes, I'll tell you first of all what Rhys has asked for. So this guitar originally was black, gloss black, and it's been stripped and repainted. Now, I don't know the quality of this camera, even when you're watching back. I don't know on the live stream what it's going to be like, so I won't try to zoom in too much. I'm sure I'll make other videos about this, but it is really dirty around all the edges where you'd expect it to be. When I relic guitars, I tend to do extra dirt spaces or wear around this bit of the scratch plate. I can really see how dirty it is there. I'll try and zoom in a minute. But it might clean up. He said the paint job was terrible. I mean, it's not great, but I think some of that is the age. And what I can see in some of the chips is it looks to me, yeah, we can see it here. It looks to me like this guitar was stripped before it was painted. So it hasn't been painted over the black. And also with the paint, I can see some of the wood grain coming through as well. So it maybe wasn't sealed so well. So here's the back plate, which has got the neck plate, which has got the serial number on it. And because it's got the big F, we know that was when Fender was sold out to CTS. And that helped me date it. Now, one thing that I think is quite interesting is Rhys wants this to look really good, really shiny and new. So he suggested possibly replacing some of the parts with newer things. I'm first of all going to give them a clean up, like the bridge, give the bridge a clean up. But unfortunately, I can see it's really dusty. I'm not sure if some of the chrome on the surface has actually started to sort of bubble or pock in some way. So it might have pock marks on it. Now, personally, if you're taking guitar belongs to your dad, you're trying to show it to him, show off that you've restored it, you're going to play it, I wouldn't want to replace all the parts with brand new parts. I'd want to have some of the authenticity of the original guitar in it. So I think I want as best as possible to try and clean it up if I can for him. We're going to replace the scratch plate, I'm pretty certain of that. Now, apparently at some point, not sure when, I might find out in a minute when I unscrew it, the humbucker was put in. Now, Rhys doesn't like the look of the humbucker. He wants something more chrome and shiny, so we're talking about replacing it. But I still like the idea that it was the humbucker that his dad used to play and perform with. So I think I'm going to suggest the best solution for Rhys will be to put a silver cover, chrome cover over this. So it's still exactly the same pickup. It will just look much better. Oh, now, unfortunately, with my clamp here, you can get my hand, it's covering up part of the chat. So I just missed what was said. Yes, exactly. I think restoration is much better than replacement myself. But, you know, everyone's different. I'm not going to judge somebody if they want to do something, then they come to me that's different to what I would suggest we do. And you could probably pick up here how grimy the neck is. So let me just take this actually off the stand and bring it round. Let's see what we can see. Don't want to see my face. Apparently I'm still live. Let's turn the camera around. Fortunately, that live stream cut out and it kept cutting out. And I think in the end, everything from about 8 minutes on didn't get included in the live stream, which is a shame. I have to know for next time to ensure my internet connection is much better. Fortunately, I've just changed provider. I'm not saying BT are terrible, but they haven't been very good since I've changed. So maybe next time I'll do it via my phone and 4G just to ensure, because I'd like to try that again. But look, let me just show you what I've looked at. So essentially, actually I'll turn the camera. What we've got here is the controls that are pretty disgusting. Look, it's terrible soldering. And then look at the dirt on this, see if I can get there. It's incredible. There were lots of bits that hadn't really been screwed in properly. This screw had come out. That's why it was so loose and wobbly, which is something that Rhys had pointed out. There's look at that fluff in there, amazing. And sawdust as well. I think there was dust trapped from when the person that put the humbucker in cut this bit out, which has not been done very neatly at all. But, you know, does the job, it's fine. You can see it's got a gutter pickup in. So I think it's probably a pretty good pickup that won't need replacing. We'll just cover it. Unfortunately, the wiring was so bad it was hard to test anything. I also had a quick go at cleaning up part of the fretboard just here. Actually, you can't even see where I cleaned it up. It was hard work, let's tell you that. But I think this is going to clean up without leaving stains on the neck. But I don't know how well you can see this. These frets are very worn. I'm going to see what I can do. I think quite often replacing frets is the last thing you want to do. Let's see if we can somehow make something out of them. They're very low though. What else was there to say? Oh yeah, so I don't know if I mentioned it in the bit that did go live and stay live, which is the paintwork is I mean, it's not great, but it's on top of bare wood, so they've stripped it before, so that's a good sign for being able to strip it back and repaint it. Right, so I'm going to get on to Rhys, send him a message about what's happened and what my thoughts are, and hopefully you'll see some updates of this as it comes. I'll probably do them over on Instagram as I'm making and building, and then put a video up here on the end. So do head over to my other channels to sort of follow me there and see that as it happens. And until next time, happy strumming.